Welcome to the Mason & Associates YouTube channel. I'm John Mason, President and Certified Financial Planner at Mason & Associates. In today's episode, we're going to continue talking about avoiding the common financial planning mistakes made by federal employees, but really made by most people as they look to hire financial planners. We at Mason & Associates specialize with federal employees across the country. Our website is masonllc.net, and there you can find our phone number and contact information. So as federal employees or those looking to hire a financial planner, the mistake we're talking about today, one, is working with somebody who asks you really bad questions, and then number two, not understanding the full picture. So let me preface this with, we all grow and we all get better over time, but in general, we as advisors may not have been trained to ask the best questions. And when I was young in my career, I used to ask questions like, what rate of return do you need to average to reach your financial planning goals? And then I would say, what are your financial planning goals? And the questions didn't really get me anywhere I needed to be, because either A, if the client already knew the answer to these questions, they probably wouldn't be meeting with a financial planner. Really, it's a risk profile type line of questioning. How aggressive or how conservative should we be in our investments? It didn't really help us at all. What rate of return do you need to average? What are your financial goals? So we have to improve as an advisor community on asking these questions to really get to the root of what our financial planning clients' goals actually are. So those questions were not helpful. But then we asked this third question, and it was, what rate of return is your other financial planner planning for? Or what rate of return are you planning for? And sometimes when we would ask it that way, the answer we would get is the best we can get. The best we can get. So now this actually did get us somewhere. So now the follow-up question to that is, are you comfortable with the risk associated with the best we can get? Here's an example for you. We're going to pretend that you just took an NFL coaching job, your favorite team. So in this example, the Cowboys are playing the Eagles and you love the Cowboys. Well, the head coach is out. He's asked you to coach the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game against a big division rival, and you've taken on this opportunity. You say, yes, I would love to coach the Cowboys against the Eagles. What an awesome opportunity. So what happens? You show up to the game. You probably weren't that prepared, but you're ready to coach your favorite team. Well, the entire first half, you're not paying attention to the game at all. You're getting autographs from referees, players, cheerleaders, fans. You're walking all around the field. You're on cloud. You're up in the clouds. You're having a great time, but you're not paying any attention to the game. At halftime, you're still not giving a pep talk. You're still not really enhancing or doing anything to help the team. Third quarter, much of the same. Fourth quarter, much of the same. Now there's 2 minutes left to go in the game, and Dak Prescott, the quarterback from the Cowboys, comes over to you. The Eagles have kept the ball the entire fourth quarter. Dak comes over to you. They just got the ball back. We're on our own 20-yard line. There's 2 minutes left to go in the game, and they say, Coach, what do we do? Do we run or do we pass? Remember, the Eagles kept the ball the entire fourth quarter. You as the coach of the Cowboys have to make a decision now after not watching the game at all for the first 4 quarters. Do you run or do you pass? Some of you are saying run. Some of you are saying pass. Well, folks, the only thing you had to do to get this answer right 100% of the time was this. We're going to run. Or we're going to pass. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the scoreboard. If we are up by 30 points, the last thing we're going to do is pass. We're going to run the ball, we're going to take a knee, and we're going to run out the clock. If we're down by 1 or 2 touchdowns, what must we do? We must throw the ball. We must try and score quickly. So, in your financial plan, do you know the score of your game? You've been in the rat race for a 30, 40-year career as a federal employee. You've been getting up every single day doing what you do best, and maybe you haven't been paying as much attention to your financial plan as you could have been the entire time because you had work, you had kids, you had family, you had all these other things pulling at you every day. Well, knowing the score of your financial plan is not as easy as looking at a scoreboard, is it? Because we need to know Social Security, we need to know tax law changes, we need to know investments, retirement planning, Medicare. insurances, long-term care, disability, college planning, all of these things coordinate together to determine the score of your financial planning game. Unfortunately for you, it's not as easy as looking up at a scoreboard, but if we're investing money, many of us believe that we're behind in the game of life, that we made bad decisions, that we should have started earlier, could have done more, could have done better. So we're being overly aggressive in our investments, thinking that we need to catch up to something when in fact you're already winning the game. So the mistake here, avoid the common financial planning mistakes made by federal employees, is not knowing the score of your financial game, not knowing how good you have it as a federal employee. Folks, we say this in our office all the time. The investment experience that our clients desire, meaning how aggressive or how conservative they want to be, is largely dependent on how much volatility they want to see, not what's the required rate of return we need for your financial plan to succeed. Because we have pensions, because we have cost of living adjusted pensions, because we're going to maximize Social Security, investments become an experience that you want to have. We don't need to try and arbitrarily beat the S&P 500. We don't need to shoot for a return that's the best we can get. What we need to do is we need to take ownership and we need to understand the score of our game so that we can invest and do retirement planning with a real purpose, which is accomplish all of the goals and all of the things that you've always wanted to do in retirement. If you don't know the score of your financial game, we ask that you give us a call, 757-223-9898 or masonllc.net. We're Mason and Associates. We're in Newport News, Virginia. We produce this financial planning YouTube channel, our podcast, Federal Employee Financial Planning Podcast, and we'd be honored if you'd either like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification, share this with friends and family, or give us a call. Help us spread the word of what we're doing at Mason and Associates. Thank you for being on this journey with us. And a quick disclaimer, we are not your financial planners. We are financial planners first, and we do this content creation second. So at no time can we say that this was financial planning, tax planning, or any other professional advice. If you decide to act on any of the information we're putting out here on any of our various media forms, we ask that you consult one or more professional advisors before acting on any of the contents of our episodes. Thank you so much. We're Mason and Associates, masonllc.net.